Okay, what's going on, sir?
There's a body in my son's apartment.
There's a what?
Body, a dead body.
A dead body? Are you sure, sir?
I can take this girl, man, I'm sure.
Okay.
She's cold.
Okay, hold on just a minute. Is it someone that you know, sir?
I have no idea who she is, but I don't know what's going on.
Does your son know who it is?
He's not here. Jesus, honey.
Okay. Do you know where your son is?
No, I don't. I don't. He's phone call.
Okay. Just keep breathing for me, sir, okay? Where in the apartment is she?
She's in the bedroom, dead. There's blood from her head. I thought she looked as if she was cold.
There was blood from her head?
Yeah, honey, I don't know what to say.
Okay, just stay in there, okay?
I fear Jesus. Hello?
I'm still here, sir. I'm not going to hang up, okay? Until there's someone there with you. Is anybody else in the apartment besides you?
Oh, no.
No one else is in there?
Yeah, there's somebody there. Okay. You can talk too, okay? Who are you?
Sir, who are you talking to now?
Take off, please. Just go. Just go. You've been trying to find him all day. Jake, no. Just go. He's not here. Just go. But I don't know. Just go. Just go. I got the cops coming. Go.
Who is that you're talking to?
One of his friends.
One of your son's friends? Has Jake talked to your son today?
No. I don't need you on the line, okay? I don't need you on the line. I'm good.
The operator tries to steady their voice, but the panic is palpable. The caller is terrified. Someone is missing. Someone is dead. By the time the police arrive at the scene, the horror has only begun to unravel. The crime scene is staged. The suspect is nowhere to be found. And the real killer? He's just finishing up a performance on stage, singing, smiling, and taking a bow. This is the story of Daniel Wozniak, the actor whose final performance was murder. It's May 2010 in Costa Mesa, California. The sun sets over a quiet apartment complex where 2 lives are about to be stolen. 26-year-old Sam Herr is a U.S. Army veteran. He survived combat in Afghanistan, only to return home to what should be a fresh start. He's in college, focused on building a future. He has savings, over $62,000 from his combat pay. And that's exactly what makes him a target.
When we were under gunfire, it can range anywhere from, half an hour to hours.
So one guy would have to go running through enemy fire to keep the generators going. And that guy was Sam Herr.
Daniel Wozniak is his neighbor. A struggling community theater actor, Wozniak is drowning in debt.
You came here because I know you better than any other person.
He's unemployed, days away from eviction, and about to get married. His solution? Kill Sam Herr, take his money, and pin the crime on him. So Wozniak puts on a different kind of performance. On May 21st, he invites Sam to the Liberty Theater at the Los Alamitos Joint Force Training Base. Sam agrees, thinking he's just helping a friend. But as soon as Sam turns his back, bang, a gunshot to the head, and then another. Sam is dead. But Wozniak isn't done. Wozniak needs to make it look like Sam is on the run. So he takes Sam's phone and texts Julie Kibushi, a 23-year-old college student and close friend of Sam's. The texts are disturbing. Sam, or rather Wozniak pretending to be him, claims he's in emotional distress and begs Julie to come over. Worried, she agrees. Julie arrives at Sam's apartment that night. The place is dark, quiet. She steps inside. Bang. One shot to the head. Julie is dead before she even sees it coming. But Wozniak doesn't stop there. He stages the scene, ripping Julie's clothes, making it look like a sexual assault. The message is clear. Sam killed Julie, and now he's on the run. With the trap set, Wozniak walks out, wipes the gun clean, and heads to his next stop, his final dress rehearsal for the musical 9.
Sam was supposed to come to our house for the weekend. When Saturday came, we hadn't heard from Sam, and throughout the day, I was calling his phone, but his phone it was off, and Sam never turned his phone on. And I said, honey, I'm gonna drive on down to Sam's.
The next morning, Sam Herr's father goes to check on his son. What he finds will haunt him forever. Julie's body is on Sam's bed, blood pooling beneath her head. Her clothes are torn. On her sweater, 4 chilling words are scrawled in ink. All yours, F.U. Sam is nowhere to be found, and just like that, police have their suspect. A statewide manhunt begins for Sam Herr. His bank account is still active. Someone is withdrawing money from ATMs across Long Beach. Police track down the person responsible, a teenager named Wesley Freelick. Under pressure, Freelick cracks. He tells police he was just doing a favor for a man he met through community theater, Daniel Wozniak. Suddenly, everything shifts. The police aren't looking for Sam Herr anymore. They're looking for an actor. And they can find him exactly where you'd expect, at his bachelor party. Police bring Wozniak in for questioning. He's calm, almost too calm for someone suspected of murder. At first, he plays along. He spins a web of lies, says Sam confessed to killing Julie, says he was just helping Sam get away. But then, detectives notice something odd.
He got a knock on my door. I want to say it was about 8:30 in the morning. Opened the door, it was Sam. It's like, there's a dead body in my apartment.
Wozniak knows details only the killer would know. Things that were never released to the public.
What we're going to do is, this is a swab. We're going to get a swab for to eliminate you. Should we take a second here?
Oh, eliminate me?
Yeah, eliminate you from any issues. So basically, just open your mouth for me.
And when they tell him they need his DNA, he snaps.
Dad, you got the answers. You can help with. I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know. I don't know. Tell us true. You're not that good of an actor.
Wozniak suddenly stops lying and starts confessing.
I'm crazy and I did it.
You did what?
I killed Julie and I killed Sam.
Okay. All right.
I killed them both.
All right.
Then he tells them exactly where to find Sam Herr's body. Police search the El Dorado Nature Center in Long Beach. Behind thick brush, they find what's left of Sam Herr. His body is incomplete. Head, hands, and feet missing. Left behind like an afterthought. The rest is buried in a shallow grave. It's horrific. And just hours after committing these murders, Daniel Wozniak was on stage, singing, dancing, and taking a bow.
Daniel Wozniak is planning on solving his financial problems and taking an awesome cruise. Okay? What does he know about Sam Herr?
The prosecution paints Wozniak as a cold, calculating monster. A man who murdered his friend for wedding money, then staged another killing to cover his tracks. His fiancée, Rachel Buffett, is also dragged into the case. She's accused of lying to the police, covering for her partner, and faces her own charges.
Do I have just a horrible judgment of character? It's hard to eat when your stomach is in knots.
Meanwhile, the evidence against Wozniak is overwhelming, and the jury doesn't take long. On December 16, 2015, he is convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder. Less than a month later, the jury recommends the death penalty. And in September 2016, he is sentenced to death. But nearly 10 years later, Daniel Wozniak still sits behind bars. He's been moved to Salinas Valley State Prison under California's death row transfer program. But with a moratorium on executions, his fate remains uncertain. His fiancée, Rachel Buffett, was convicted of being an accessory after the fact and served less than 3 years in prison. As for Sam Herr and Julie Kibushi, their lives were stolen over something as trivial as money. Their families are left with nothing but memories, and a question that will never have a good enough answer. How could someone be so heartless? This emergency call, following the harrowing discovery made by 12-year-old Simran's little sister, became one of the world's biggest catfishing investigations.
Preston County 911, what's the address of your emergency? What happened? She fell? Shot herself? What's your address? Do you live on, is she okay? Are you next to her? No, I'm at a neighbor who's trying to run across the street. I know, firearm, and it's okay, I got nothing right now. They're outside. They're not on scene.
Hello?
Sir, are you there?
I had to jump a creek.
Okay. I need you to get in there and get some rags and put pressure on that wound, find out to control the bleeding, and I need to secure the firearm.
With a mother, right?
No, 12-year-old. 12 is 9. The girl shot is 12. Are you there?
No, she shot herself in the head.
Shot herself in the head?
She got blood coming out of her mouth.
Okay. And can you get pressure on that with some rags? And I need you to get her to get rags, put pressure on that, control the bleeding as much as you can. I need to secure the firearm. Is it close by? There is now. Neighbors in the house. You able to secure the firearm? Okay. And she's breathing? Okay. Okay. You got rags and pressure on?
Yeah. Should I take her out?
Yes.
Just turn her to the side.
To the side so she doesn't aspirate, okay?
Yep, on her side. Keep applying pressure.
We have help coming.
When responders arrived at the Brewston house, the 12-year-old was still alive. Sadly, she passed away in the hospital that night. Her grief-stricken father, Ben Thomas, a former Army veteran, took his own life 18 months later, and the family would be unaware of what led to the tragedy until years later, when a cross-continent investigation brought the information to light. In 2019, a teen in Scotland alerted authorities to a man pretending to be a girl the same age as the victim. 26-year-old Alexander McCartney from Northern Ireland used Snapchat to catfish and trick his minor victims into sharing images. He would then blackmail them. 3 years after Simran's death, the investigation into McCartney uncovered messages between the two. The catfish had pretended to be a teenager named Sarah. Then, once she had sent him pictures, he revealed he wasn't her, demanding more explicit pictures and threatened to send them to her father. The teen pleaded with McCartney, who in turn counted down online from 20 to 0 as he insisted on more images. That's when Simran fired the shot. The 26-year-old catfish's cynical last message read, "Goodbye and good luck." When detectives arrested McCartney, they also seized 64 devices in 4 separate raids. On them were hundreds of thousands of photos and videos. Investigators found more than 3,500 victims worldwide, spanning the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Europe, and the USA. His MO was to befriend them mainly via Snapchat, but also via other websites such as Instagram, Kik, and Omegle. McCartney was sentenced for 185 charges of online abuse crimes and blackmail, along with 1 manslaughter charge, for the role he played in Simran's death. Prosecutors said it is believed to be the first time an abuser anywhere in the world has been held accountable for manslaughter, where the victim and perpetrator never met in person. With at least 20 years in prison, Alexander McCartney will be eligible for release in 2039.
Losing a child is devastating regardless of the circumstance, and for many, not knowing where they are or if they're alive for 7 years is unimaginable. But not for the parents in the next call. The The foster parents involved in this story have kept their identities private, so we will refer to them by fictitious names, Jane and John. 3.5-year-old William Tyrell's foster mother had no idea that September 12, 2014 would become the worst day of her life. The family was visiting the child's grandmother when the nightmare began.
Please go ahead, Telstra.
136.
Hello.
350.
Thank you. Police emergency, this is Simone.
Yeah, hi. My son is missing. He's 3.5. Sorry.
What's your address?
Uh,
I'm going to bring that up on my map. It won't be a moment.
Thank you.
How long has he been missing?
I think we've been looking for him now for about 15 or 20 minutes, but
Okay.
I thought it could be 5, it could be longer, because he's just playing around here. We heard him, and then we heard nothing.
Okay. So I've got the nearest cross street being... Is that right?
So what is it?
No?
I don't know. This is my mum's house.
Okay.
Hang on. There's another lady out helping us look for him. I'll see if I can find her. But it's...
Yeah, I can see where you are. I'm just wondering. Yeah, so I've got your nearest cross street as...
It could be. I don't know.
Okay. So he's been missing since about 10:30.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, can you describe him to me? How tall? Obviously not very tall.
No, he'd be about 2.5 feet. He's wearing a Spider-Man outfit.
Yeah. What colour hair has he got?
He's got dark sandy coloured hair. It's short. He's got really big browny green coloured eyes.
Okay. Do you get any shoes on? Do you know any other distinguishing features?
He's got a freckle on the top of his head when you part the hair on the left-hand side.
Yep.
You'll see a freckle on the top of his head.
Okay. All right. Do you know where he might have gone?
We actually live,
Okay.
and they're on huge blocks. We've walked up and down, and we can't find him.
Okay. What's his name?
William.
What's William's surname?
Tyrrell. Tyrrell.
Okay. Has he been known to sort of go anywhere?
No, this is the first time.
The first time he's
completely out of
wandered off?
character.
There wasn't anyone suspicious in the area? Any vehicles?
No. Well, not that I'm aware of. I was out there talking with Mum and my other daughter, so.
Okay.
And we heard him roaring around the garden, and then I thought, I haven't heard him. I better go check on him and
All right.
find him.
We'll send police to see you to get the message broadcasted to all the cars and people look out for him as well.
Yes,
okay.
Thanks.
All
very
right.
much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
The toddler was playing hide and seek with his sister at their grandmother's house in Kendal, Australia, when he went missing. His foster mother had gone inside to make a cup of tea around 10 a.m., and when she came back, he was gone. At the time, John was out. Jane debated whether or not to call 000 while the family searched the house extensively. That call would spark a large-scale search in the following hours and days, resulting in hundreds of people descending on the small town. After 9 exhaustive days, the search was called off by authorities. The case then went quiet until January 2015. Investigators identified washing repairman Bill Spedding as a person of interest. Spedding had been at grandmother's home 3 days before William's disappearance. The repairman was taken into police care as detectives raided his home and business. He was later cleared of all suspicion. In April, William's foster parents gave their first public interview since the child vanished.
We've got everything that he played with and he loved, but that's all we've got. We don't have a boy. We need him home. Playing around that patio area, Mum and I were sitting on 2 chairs, and then he jumped off and he was playing on the grass. And then what he did was he went just around to the right. I could still hear him. He was roaring. And then nothing.
The next day, Homicide Squad Detective Superintendent Michael Willing said a pedophile ring near the Kendal area was a key line of inquiry in the disappearance. Laws initially prevented any mention that the 3-year-old was in foster care, but once that was lifted, his biological parents publicly came forward. The toddler had been in the wealthy Sydney couple's care for 2 years prior to his disappearance. His biological mother told the media she felt like the worst mom in the world when her child was reported missing, but didn't want anyone's sympathy. Meanwhile, William's biological father allegedly spiraled, landing up drug-addicted and homeless. Both were looked into as a part of police investigations, but they were cleared. In March 2021, with little movement in the case after 7 years, the inquest was told that a local pedophile killed William Tyrell. The startling claim came from 2 women who heard it from 2 boys who blamed a man named Frank Abbott. A woman referred to as Tanya had been babysitting 2 boys in 2018, listening to what she called the William Tyrell song, Bring Him Home. The younger boy, with the pseudonym Jeffrey, told her, "I know who killed William," and indicated that it was Frank Abbott, a man earlier acquitted in the early 1990s of the 1968 murder of a teenage girl in Sydney. After identifying Abbott, Jeffrey then indicated to the babysitter that he and his older brother, Matthew, had seen a suitcase that William was in. The babysitter confided in an older woman who took the information to the inquiry. Seemingly, the information led nowhere because in November, police named Jane as a person of interest after common assault charges were laid against her for a different foster child. Investigators moved the search back to the house that the child disappeared from. The theory was that William may have fallen to his death from the second-story balcony, and his body was transported in his foster grandmother's car. She had since died, and the vehicle had new owners when it was seized. Cadaver dogs were used to comb through the garden beds in hopes of finding clues. Throughout, the foster parents vehemently denied any involvement. As it nears the 8th anniversary since the toddler vanished, the policeman who led the investigation all those years ago has put his reputation on the line to renew calls for a public inquiry into the police investigation of the little boy's disappearance. Gary Jubelin led the strike force investigation into the missing toddler for almost 5 years before he was removed from the investigation, prompting him to resign from the police force. He has criticized investigators for singling out the child's foster mother after an extensive renewed search of the Kendall home failed to shed new light on the mystery. And, with over 600 persons of interest in the kidnapping, there are still no answers as to what happened to William Tyrell. For more True 911 calls, watch this episode next.